I may look a little different from this clip to the next one. It is currently just now September and this video was filmed late July. I was sick again and didn't have time to film or edit or anything. So I'm just now getting to this video, and to let you guys know what this video is about today, I did blind date with a book and I only ordered 2 books. I'll put the Etsy shop of where I ordered them in the description just so you guys can check her out. This was such a fun experience and I enjoyed every bit of it. So let's get into the video. Don't judge how I look because I just got off work, but I finally got the package and I am so excited. I am going to put the link of the Etsy shop that I use, and it's literally so sweet. She left a note like, thank you for shopping. She gave me little stickers that I'm so excited about. So I did just only get 2. I did get a romance. Obviously I'm gonna get a romance. This is what the romance looks like. It is so cute. Little description is, she didn't want to just be seen and considered appealing. She wanted to be heard, to be understood. But men, especially powerful men, never listen. I'm very intrigued about this, and this little bookmark that she puts with them, so cute. So excited. I do know this is a hardcover, so that I'm excited about. I just had to check my camera because sometimes it's a little iffy. So that was the romance, and then for the fantasy, it is definitely a paperback. This is what it looks like. So cute. I will say the back ripped, so that kind of stinks, but whatever. I'm confused about what this could be because it has like green scenery, but the highlighter and the bookmark are more purple and blue. So I'm very interested in what this one is. And this quote is, "You never once thought I would have the strength to disobey you, did you?" I am going to struggle picking which one. I want to pick one now before I head back to work, but I don't know which one to get. I think a fantasy would be fun, but I did just read 2 fantasies in a row, so I'm kind of wanting like a light romance. I think I'm gonna do romance. Yeah, I'm gonna do romance. This one's gonna wait. I'm gonna do romance first. This is the romance one. I really need a romance. So let's take this out first. This is such a cute bookmark. I'm definitely gonna be using it for this. These. I don't know if I'm gonna use these to annotate, but we'll see. And of course, the cute little highlighter. This is so cute. Let's just rip underneath. Ooh. I have never heard of this book. So this is the book. I've never seen this. I don't want to look it up on Goodreads. I don't want to look up anything until after, because then I'll have an expectation of it, and I do not want any expectations unless I already know the book. This looks like, honestly, a fantasy style romance. So that's really exciting. Sinner's Isle by Angela Montoya. I am excited because it looks like it has like sea monsters and creatures and pirates. So that's actually fun because I don't think I've ever really had a romance book based like this. I was thinking like a cutesy little romance, so this should be interesting. I don't know though. I really feel like this is kind of like a fantasy. I'm gonna read it first and then see if there's any like second book or how I feel about it. It's the first one. I'm gonna get this started today and see how far we get along. I am so excited because I was actually kind of hoping that I would get a book that like I know nothing about, because I feel like you already get an expectation of what a book's gonna be like. So going in completely unknown, and I'm not gonna read any snippets or look up anything. We're gonna get started with this today, and I will give you guys a little update later on. Because it is late at night, but I only started this while I was at the gym, so I'm still in the first chapter. First initial thoughts, it is third person. Sometimes if third person is not like written in an entertaining way, like I get very distracted and kind of lose my place and like think about other things. So that's currently where I'm at right now. it's really hard for me to get into it. I'm nervous just because the first initial thoughts, I think it's hard for me to get into, and I'm so nervous because I did read a little like blurb on the back of like someone's quote of what they like recommended, like an author recommendation, and it did say like something steamy. I think it said something steamy with a romance, and that just like makes me really nervous. So I'm not gonna say anything else just because I don't want to like get too wrapped into my head and think a certain way when it's probably not that way at all. So, and to kind of speed up the process, I might listen to the audiobook while I'm driving just to kind of get ahead of it, because I feel like this book might be more entertaining on the audiobook, and since I'm not annotating or anything, I'm just gonna go back and forth, but I'm just gonna stay here for a bit and get some reading done. I need to tell you guys a little update, and here's the thing. It has been a few days later. I have been at this book constantly. I am on chapter 25, and it's hard to tell what percentage I'm at just because I'm not plugging it into Goodreads, but I'm a good chunk. I'd say about 65%. I have about 100 pages left. And here's the thing. I don't really DNF books. It's really hard for me to imagine DNFing books just because it's a challenge to me. This is the first time I have thought of DNFing this, like a book. I am so disappointed. I have been listening to this on audiobook as much as I can because I really can't read it. Like, I just can't focus, and it's putting me in a slump, and I'm really upset about it. I'm not gonna give all my thoughts right now just because things could change, but as of right now, I'm on chapter 25. Like I said, 100 pages left. By now, I should have a good idea of if I'm going to like it or not, and it's not good. It's not good. So I want to finish this by tomorrow so I can open my next book. But the problem is that this is more of a fantasy, and obviously the other book is a fantasy base, and I don't know if I'm in the fantasy mood anymore because I wanted a romance. Again, I'm not gonna say all my thoughts right now. I'm not having a good time, and I'm really upset about it. Like, I'm just bummed. Which, again, blind date, you're kind of not going to pick what you get, so like I can't complain. But anyways, just thought I'd let you have a little update. I'm just going to sit here and read for like an hour and see where that gets me. I'm really bummed. Just saying that. Update, bummed. I'm bummed. I really wish I had a good update, but I don't. I have been listening to the audiobook for this basically the whole time because, like I said, like every time I read, it just like I zone out. I really don't want to do this because like physically not finishing a book for me is really hard. But to be completely honest, I am past halfway and I'm still not enjoying it. I'm going to mark it as finished and complete. I don't see myself finishing it. I don't want to waste any more time reading it. I'm not having a good time, and I feel like it's just gonna put me in a slump, and I really want to get to the next book. I want to see what this book is about, which is a bummer because this book, it is not romance by any means. If I was selling books as a blind date, somebody wanted romance, I would fully pick a book that's surrounded by romance, and it is not. Let me get the cover. I can see, if you have not read this book, how it could look like a romance, but it's not, and I'm just so confused on how, like, I don't know if it's just me or not. So I film with my phone, so I'm gonna take a little break and actually look up Goodreads finally and see what this is all about, because I don't think I can spend any more time on it. But as of right now, I'm stopping. It's been basically a week and I cannot finish it. I can't. I'm so disappointed because I was so into a romance mood since I have been reading fantasy. I really wanted a good romance, but I literally just finished a chapter where there was the one moment of them being together and actually like doing something, and there's just no connection. I don't understand how there is a connection, and honestly, I get confused of who's who. And a lot of times, like, they'll say like Spanish words that like I don't understand because obviously I don't know Spanish. So I'm really upset. I am so sad. But I'm gonna take a minute to look at Goodreads and come back and just let you guys know. I would do it on camera, but I use my phone as a camera. So we're gonna look up reviews real quick and see what the reviews are. I'm very confused because the Goodreads rating is almost at a 4-star, which is pretty good. And I was reading through the reviews and a lot of people love this book, which there wasn't a lot of low ratings, which like is good, I guess, but like really confused. And maybe I'm just reading it at a wrong time because I was expecting a romance, and I think that's the issue. I've been waiting for like the actual romance part and it's not there. Maybe in another time this will be like a reread for me so I can like give it another chance. We are going to move on to the fantasy pick. Expectations are low currently just because of what's happened, but I'm still really excited to open this. It's been sitting on my nightstand for almost a week now and I'm just like anxious to open it. I'm wondering if this might be a romantasy. We'll see. As long as I know I'm going into a fantasy, hopefully I won't get disappointed. But again, you're getting what you get. It's a blind date. So like I can't be picky. That's why the last one, like I can't really be picky. Here's what it looks like. So cute. Let's just take the little things out. Oh. Not what I was expecting at all. Hold on, because I'm so confused. Would I have guessed this is a fantasy? No. So it does look like it's going to be a fast read. It was only 268 pages, which is like not bad. This is definitely a change from what I was reading, hopefully. We'll hope. But the pages seem like this seems like a fast read. You know what I'm thinking? What if she mixed them up? Like, what if this was the fantasy and this was supposed to be the romance? Because I could see that happening. We'll have to read and figure out, but I'm going to die if this is more romance than this. Well, I'm going to start this one today. We'll see if this one ends up being the romance. I'm literally going to be dead. Because my expectations were like totally thrown off. About 2 hours and I am almost halfway through this book. I took little breaks in between just to close my eyes. I am dead because this is definitely supposed to be the romance and the other one was fantasy. I might reach out just to let her know, just so that way like other people don't get upset about it. I feel like anytime I hear anything or read anything about vampires, I just automatically think of Vampire Diaries, and he is very much giving Damon. I'm kind of vibing with it. It's not bad, but there is some spice. The part I got to, I kind of had to skip over a little bit just because there's some things that I don't agree with. I'm not mad. It's actually very easy to read and get sucked into this world. It's so easy to start reading, and I didn't even realize how far I got into it until I was closing it up. I'm liking it and I'm gonna keep reading it. Anyways, that's my little update. I will update you when anything changes. So I also never filmed an outro for this video and never talked about my ratings of the books or anything. By memory, I'm gonna rate them by memory because I did read these like a full month ago now, and the one that's sticking in my head is The Dowry of Blood, which I never talked about it like at all, but this is one that I actually truly enjoyed. This is the first one I read. You already saw my experience on it, unfortunately. Still never finished it, but I do want to give this another chance because looking back at it, I think I could actually enjoy this book if I'm in my romantic-y, more fantasy mood. So I do plan on giving this a retry later on in the year. Don't know how soon because obviously there's other books I want to get to. I do believe I rated this like a 2.5 or a 2. I can't remember just because I did DNF it, unfortunately. I'm gonna be honest, I barely remember what this is about at all. So unfortunately, couldn't rate it high, but someday again. A Dowry of Blood. I actually really, truly enjoyed this one. There was a few things that I just don't agree with on my personal beliefs that I kind of skipped over. This is a story about Dracula and his wife Constanta. So they never actually say Dracula's name, but it's basically her letters. So it's not her point of view, but just more of her letters to him, kind of backtracking to why she did what she did. It also talks about building other relationships and friendships. I think this is such a fun read for October. I could definitely pick this up again and read it again, which I think there is a second book to this. Dracula is very controlling, manipulative relationship. There's a lot of trigger warnings, so definitely look up the trigger warnings before you're wanting to get into this. I do think I rated this like a 4 or 3.5. It was definitely higher up there. I still think about this sometimes of certain things that happened. It was definitely a strange read to read during summer. Definitely for fall, I think this would be such a fun read. To kind of clear it up the mishap, I did reach out to the seller on Etsy, kind of explaining my situation, thinking like, hey, just so you know, I'm not sure if they're mixed up or not. She gave me the rundown of how they do it. They basically look it up on Google to see the genre that it matches. She didn't mix them up, so that's on me. But I do appreciate she was so nice about it. I told her like, do not worry about it. I just don't want other people to get upset. If you look at it deep enough, I guess you could consider this fantasy because it has vampires, but I strongly think this is more of a romance genre. It was all about romance and not a whole lot about vampires, and I guess you could consider this romantasy. I haven't fully finished it, so I can't really give the whole details on this. It was so fun to kind of just go into books unknowing. So of course I love to just complain and say my complete thoughts, but I am glad I at least got one good read of this, and honestly that alone is pretty exciting. You just never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, so those are the 2 blind dates with the book. I hope to do this again. It actually was really fun. She made the covers look so pretty. Thank you so much guys for watching. Sorry this was such a long time waiting. Took forever to edit and had my body physically be okay because I've constantly been sick, but I'm doing better now, so hopefully more content can come out soon. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Bye.